What's up everyone, I'm Osiris and you are watching the third episode of WoWtalk. Today I want to talk about blues versus epics, gear optimization, balancing in raids, what will the new feature be that Blizzard has been talking about for the last patch, this expansion, and of course talk a little bit about 5.2, the Thunderking. Right, so first off, blues versus epics and their respective item level. So a while back I had a conversation with some of my guildies about, the importance of the feeling that epics give you. They're supposed to be this rare piece of loot that really make you glad that you got it because you did something for it, because it's rare. It's not something you can just get in 5 seconds. But as we all know, in the last couple of expansions, epics have become kind of this normal item. You get to max level, you might see an epic before that, but probably not because they're super rare drops. And then suddenly at max level, you do your heroics, gear up, and then, you go into what we now have, looking for raid, and the epics start flowing all over the place. Not to mention you get them at Unhonored, Revert with factions, a lot of crafting epics, and crafting epics are not a bad thing at all, but I think they need to be a little bit harder to obtain. So epic is really not that rare anymore. I mean, it's just, it takes you probably a week to get from blue to full epic, if not 2 weeks or something like that, and I'm not sure if it should be a goal to have that longer, but it should at least be more rare. For example, I don't think looking for raid should drop blues. Hell, it should at least not drop tier. I think that is completely ridiculous. Looking for raid is this weird ass idea that Blizzard has that they can get, everyone into raiding, except the content itself has nothing to do with raids. It has nothing to do with bringing 10 or 25 good players together to overcome harder content. It's just clicking a button, queuing up, and then steamroll some steamroll some easy ass dumbed down content and maybe get some free epics. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit in this game. It should just fucking go away altogether. But I don't think it should reward epics. Also not valid points, but that's a different discussion for another time. I think maybe it should give a chance for an epic, but most of the drops should be blues. But like higher level blues than 5-man heroics, because that would make sense. And I think Blizzard is scared of doing that. It's like all blues are the same item level, like from all 5-man heroics have the same item level blues, and of course that will make sense, but why can't there be a little bit higher? Why can't difference between epic and blues be really high, and in between that have some more different blue levels? For example, if you reach Honored with a faction, you get a certain item level blue that's a little bit, in between 5-man heroic and between looking for raid, and then Honored, Revert, you get even more high level blue, and at Exalted you might be able to get an epic or something like that because you worked your ass up to get to Exalted, so you deserve an epic. That makes sense. Not get Honored after 2 days and then, ooh, you have an epic. That's fantastic. I think that's lame. Epics should only be obtainable, in my opinion, my honest opinion, from normal raids, heroic raids, exalted reputation, rare crafting recipes, and really rare world drops. The ones that make your skin go, oh my god, that's so awesome, and I'll never have the gold to get it anyway. But it should be there. But I think the item level is the problem, because as soon as you go to the epic part, they can't really make you go back to blues that are high item level and then the lowest level epic, right? Because what happened was on the PTR there were these cloaks, and there were in early PTR there were blues, and some of my friends were excited, like, oh yeah, that's really cool. You just, it makes you work for your epics. But then they made them epic because obviously it was not meant to be, because it would be really weird to suddenly have an higher item level item but suddenly be blue, even though it happens in the next expansion. I'm not sure if that should be allowed, like higher item level blues than lower level epics at level 90, but they definitely need to fix the problem of the rarity of epics as is. And I really think that looking for raid just needs to go fuck itself, really. But yeah, that's really what I wanted to say about blues versus epic. I think really epic should just be more rare, and blues should be, something you stay in maybe a little bit longer. Gear optimization is the next thing I want to talk about. DPS's expansion is really based on gear. It always has been, but weapons especially are a huge upgrade for a lot of classes. Like I've seen mages go from 80k to 100k DPS just because they went from blue to an epic weapon. Same with my warrior. I really noticed the difference with even the slightest upgrade that I get. But the problem is with optimizing your gear is the best in slot part, because there's so many items that item level wise are an upgrade, but they really aren't an upgrade. For example, haste as a warrior in its current state before 5.2 is utter shit. I had to pass several heroic pieces over my normal gear that dropped Emotion and Vaults, for example. I had to just say sorry, I don't want it, because it wouldn't be an upgrade even though the item level was much higher. I think that's a problem. I don't think that all stats should be the same value. Of course, that doesn't make sense, but I do think that they should be valuable enough so that you get a 10 to 20 item level high item that it should be an upgrade, right? That would certainly make sense. I think passing on gear like that is just absolutely absurd, the fact that that's necessary, but so yeah, best in slot is more important for some classes than others, but it's really important that you find that right item. And in this tier, the first tier in Mist of Pandaria, I really felt like there was a minimal amount of gear for my warrior at least to choose from, because there was only one that was really good and the other ones were kind of meh underneath that. So in 5.2 though, at least it seems that they bring a lot more options, and they also increase the haste for warriors by 100%, so, or the value of haste. So hopefully it will be a little bit better, because I do not like passing on gear if it's in higher item level, not because I'm an item level whore, but I want to improve, right? Seeing something going to waste for disenchant is just sad. Right, the next thing I want to talk about is balancing DPS in raids. This is always an interesting topic, because you have the whole melee versus range thing. That's always the problem, Of course, melee will be better at some fights, and range will be better at others. But I feel that range often triumphs a lot. But it's hard to balance that, because there's such completely different playstyles. Blizzard does generally a pretty good job on balancing, but my biggest question with balancing is it really necessary that almost every major patch with a new raid instance that they have to rebalance all their stats, like lower your DPS output and higher theirs, and just because gear plays so much of a role, and like every major patch they have to change all those values. And I think that can't I have a design team in the back think about a system that will work for a longer period of time, where they can work for an entire expansion, because it's so weird to make a design choice for a class and then suddenly next patch, no, it doesn't work because the item level is too high, and the optimization is weird, so we need to lower it. Of course, I understand why they do it. I just don't understand why they can't make a better system to make it last longer. That's all I wonder. But I guess, I'm not a part of the Blizzard team, so I'm sure that they are thinking of ways to do that, and it just doesn't always work that out. What I do like is that Blizzard really tries, and they really want to make things better, and make some bold choices and sometimes go back on it, and that's good. That's all really I have to say about balancing. So, the new feature that Blizzard has been talking about that apparently will come out, I think it was even like the last patch of the expansion, or maybe the next expansion, but I think it was at least the last patch of this expansion. They're talking about a feature that will change the game, and will bring a lot of content in. So that really makes you wonder what that exactly is. I was talking about it with my guildies. Personally, I'm hoping for something like public questing. At least dailies where I can go out in the world, go into an area and do my dailies without having to accept them and without having to group up in order to complete them with other people so that people can't tag them. That's something I really hope for, that Blizzard is working towards, and it seems like they kind of are with these rare mob tags, for example, on the world boss tags, that they're working towards a system like that. I want to see more of that. I want to have my whole questing experience like that. That would be freaking awesome if they could work something like that. But not quite sure if it is that. Maybe that's something for our next expansion. Another thing that my guildies mentioned was dungeon scaling for all dungeons in the game, which would bring shitloads of content, and also would be kind of cool because they have so much content that's being wasted right now. Now I don't know if that's going to be like you're going to get skilled down to that dungeon, or the dungeon is going to get skilled up with new items, because that would make it be weird to suddenly be shitloads of items available to you. So I wonder if it was that, how that is even going to work. Or maybe like make raids soloable or something like that, because I don't know. It's all very interesting though. They're very secretive about it, and I guess we'll see. So the next patch is coming out this week, probably, likely, almost certainly. MMO Champion over put their post up like blah blah is coming out this week unless something goes wrong. I am super excited about it. The new raid instance, the Thunderking, Throne of the Thunderking, whatever it's called, something Thunderking, looks fucking awesome. It looks great, except that it's linear. That's kind of a meh. But we'll deal with it. The bosses look really great. Some really interesting mechanics going on. From what I've seen so far, I've pretty much watched all the videos from Icy Veins. Those guys do an awesome job. People, you all should definitely go look at those. I'll put a link in the description below for that. And yeah, whole new dailies, 2 new factions, new raid instance, new islands with server-wide unlocked things. Should be pretty damn interesting. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Are you looking forward is my question. What are you looking most forward to next patch? What do you think is going to be the new feature that Blizzard has been talking about? And what are your opinions about the whole Blue Search epics and gear optimization? And give me some input on the balancing thing. Maybe you know something more about that. Give me your input about anything really WoW related. Just don't be a dick and keep it nice. So yeah, I have not much more to say this episode. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Enjoy your next patch, and I'll see you next time, whenever that is. I don't really know yet, but it will be soon. TM. Bye.